Do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband for better or worse?
Wait, does that include his less than perfect driving record?
At the General, you can get affordable auto insurance with low payments for multiple vehicles, even if one of the drivers has a problem on their driving record. Get your anonymous online quote and ride with the General. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
FX. What does this symbol mean?
Holy moly!
That I do know.
You knew that.
I did know that.
That is definitely bigger than the last one.
Just look at these dramatic acne-clearing results. Hundreds of thousands of people like you have discovered a totally different way to treat acne. Proactive MD.
I feel like my skin did just like a 180. Thank God for Proactive.
Proactive MD works. And there's never been a better time to try it. Because when you order right now, you'll get our brand new charcoal sheet mask free. Proactive's new sheet mask is infused with Moroccan lava clay and activated bamboo charcoal to magically draw out dirt, oil, and impurities stuck deep in your pores. In just minutes, your skin is smooth, detoxified, and super hydrated.
I already feel like my skin is glowing and I just put it on.
You could pay $45 for Proactive MD, but order now, and it's yours for just $19.95. More than half off. Plus, you'll get 4 charcoal masks, a $48 value, free. Results guaranteed or your money back. Just go online or call 1-800-266-6691.
Welcome back to our coverage of the U-20 World Cup. Spain going forward, and a lot of their attacks in the first half coming down that left-hand side.
Well, again, a problem that they're going to have to find a way to solve. Navarro has been excellent on that left-hand side. Pickett doing what she can, 1v1 defending to close down that space, but a lot of the services coming from the middle of the park where there's just too much time and space on the ball to deliver those passes to those runs in behind. And there you see Pickett having to pinch in, help out centrally, and that leaves the space on the left wide open for Navarro.
Abigail Kim is going to come on for Ashley Sanchez. We just spoke off camera, Kendra, and you said you wanted a little bit more from Sanchez, so that may be echoed in the dressing room at halftime. So Abigail Kim will now be in the 11 for the second half. We'll see if she can add to the attack. It is Spain who kick things off, attacking from left to right and immediately trying to launch one forward. A couple of substitute appearances for Abigail Kim so far. Who plays at Cal.
Well, she played in 4 of the matches in the World Cup qualifier. She scored some goals for the U20s as well. Game-breaking speed is how she's been described. They need some of that on the flank to try to get in behind. And really good options off the bench for Klimkova, and that's a key piece for the United States here in the second half. If changes need to be made, they do have really good options off the bench that can make a difference with good experience.
We saw Spain score off a set piece in the first half. This one played forward, and again not fully cleared, and again it almost falls towards that far post. All played through again. This one cleared by Girma. And a point we tried to avoid in the first 45 minutes, Kendra, but the US have never failed to make it beyond the group stages at a U-20 Women's World Cup. They're going to have to do something memorable in the second 45 to keep that incredible record going.
There's a pressure about playing for the United States because you're expected to win. There is no other option. I heard Danielle Slayton say it the other day in the game. Your 2 options are win or win when you're with the United States because you just have such a high expectation for yourself and for your team.
And that ball falling, and the defender eventually clearing it. Manayo looking around at our goalkeeper, Kata, as if to say, you should have come for that one. An early goal in this second half would all of a sudden change the momentum from what we've seen so far, but in truth, I have to say Spain full value for the lead. What would the message have been from Jitka Klimkova to the group at halftime to rally them, to get them back into this match in the second 45?
I think a lot of it is just going to be trying to get back to their game plan early. I mean, as Klimkova has told us, that everybody knows their role, but yet they have the freedom to play and to use their creativity. So somehow they've got to find a way to dig deep, get on the front foot, dictate the game. Right now, Spain is dictating the play with their style, and the United States has the confidence and the ability to put their stamp on it instead and turn this around, and an early goal would make a world of difference. There's one sport where a goal can go against the run of play, or a score can go against the run of play. It's soccer. And Sophia Smith up top with that pace, things could change very quickly here.
There's Sophia Smith, Jalen Howell in the middle of midfield. Interesting battle for her so far against Patricia Guijarro. And if you're joining us late, Guijarro got the opening goal. Lucia Garcia with the second. And with the result from Japan and Paraguay, the US a little over 40 minutes away from being knocked down. But Abigail Kim, the substitute, trying to utilize that pace. Good cross into the area. And nobody attacking the far post. And good challenge back in. That's a strong challenge from Isabel Rodriguez, denying Navarro the chance to break. Smith shackled well defensively, trying to turn, but just turns into the extra defender. You mentioned that pace, Kendra. She really hasn't been allowed to turn and utilize it in open spaces. That's credit to the Spanish defensively. And that one will run out of play. For Spain on the other side of things, the message from Pedro Lopez at halftime. We've heard his message the entire game, but is it simply continue to go forward?
It's keep doing what you're doing. I mean, what they were doing in the first half, finding the spaces on the width. They have so much time and space in the central midfield areas, getting forward and on the attack, supporting each other, going direct when they need to, and that's part of it. They're recognizing that in the flow, in the run of play, when to play out and possess and when to go direct and try to get something over the top. There's a clear identity for this Spain team. You can see it.
Kim again showing that pace. It's been a menace so far since coming on. Good delivery, the header. Well, it goes a couple of yards over. It was an excellent cross from Kim. Smith made contact and probably should have found the target.
Look at the pace on the outside. She takes two good long touches to get that ball out in front, and she makes that run. And this, a great service, perfect right on the 6-yard box. And Sophia Smith makes the right run, gets on the end of it, just can't get up over the top to put that one on frame. But we can already see Abigail Kim with some fresher legs on that right-hand side, turning the corner and really testing the defense of Anayo.
It came at Sophia Smith so quickly with so much pace. It was almost difficult to get ahead, just over it, knock it back down. Couldn't keep it on target, but positive signs from the US. Positive signs from the substitute, Kim again. This time Guijarro gets back in and does well defensively. She's been everywhere. And then there's Guijarro again. And a giveaway. Girma. De Mello pushing the back, certainly looked that way, and the referee sees it that way. Free kick in a good position here for the US.
You can even go earlier.
It's amazing what a little bit of pressure and confidence on the ball can do for the U.S. because they had some good opportunities there. And next possession for Spain, they turn it over. U.S. goes the other way, and De Mello draws a foul. Good set-piece chance here for the United States to capitalize early in the second half.
Abigail Kim, you're going to look at her there in the picture. Very good. 6 or 7 minutes from her so far. 3 over the ball for the US. De Mello. Via Corta. And Sophia Smith, the three options.
Sofía, vente para acá, vente aquí, rápido, rápido, juega en corto, juega en corto vas. La 9. Atenta Eva, espalda Eva.
Sophia Smith over it, Via Corta over it, the Mello, chip towards the far post. All dealt with defensively, Via Corta picks up the second ball. Pickett, longer service. And again, the Spanish defender, well, they've done that well with those long deliveries centrally. Next goal in this match, so important. Via Corta. Kim has success on the right wing, now popping up on the left. And possession given away, and it might open up here at the long-range hit, and it was an ambitious effort, to say the least, from Guijarro. Ivory was off a line, so we'll give Guijarro the benefit of the doubt.
She's feeling real confident right now to try to hit that one from distance, trying to catch Ivory off her line, but a poor turnover in midfield, and Spain going the other direction after some good possession with the United States.
Strong challenge from Guijarro. And flick in behind. Good defending initially from the US, but Guijarro, as she has so often been today, on the second ball again. Peanut, the 17-year-old, tries to get it back. Hyatt wins it back, but gives it right back. Peanut trying to thread that one through for Lucia Garcia, the striker who got that all-important second goal. That's a strong challenge in midfield. Egarola.
An interesting spot on the field for such a dangerous challenge. From Egarola, not really a dangerous spot there that she needed to commit that foul. Instead, the U.S. have clean possession.
Well, 10 minutes into the second half, have you seen the improvements you would have wanted from the U.S.?
I see some confidence from this side, and I think it's been an early spark from Abigail Kim when early on she's on the right, she's taking players on. It's amazing how her teammates can feed off of that. They have more confidence on the ball. Trying to find the space, take the time, settle it down if you have an opportunity, and be confident in your decisions. You can see a difference early in the second half from the United States.
Rodriguez back for Hal. Hal again looking for the switch, and that one far behind Pickett. It does well to keep that ball in play. Good play from the right back. Still Pickett trying to thread that one through, and no look trying to connect with the run of Erin Gilroy. A reminder, Japan leading against Paraguay, well on the way to 3 points as things stand for the very first time at the US U-20 World Cup level. The US would be on the way out after the group stages. And Kata, not the greatest of clearances from the goalkeeper. Straight out of play. Looked for a moment like the US were going to win possession back, but instead it stays with Spain. Navarro. Bonmati. Nice ball out wide for Carmen Manayo. Manayo trying to play it in behind. A bit of space in behind here, and well, Navarro was going to be onside. I think the call goes up against Lucia Garcia. That's the argument from Navarro as well.
Navarro was in an onside position as Garcia. Did she touch the ball on the way through? That was the argument, but Garcia also looks like she pulled up with a little bit of a hamstring injury, a tweak there at the end of that play. If Navarro had gotten on that ball, she was in.
Well, you can hear Pedro Lopez trying to make his case to the fourth official as well.
And he has a case.
I guess the argument is always if the player is interfering with play. Or
Yep. I mean, because Garcia, as she's attracting the defenders there, she's making that run in. Did she deflect it? Did she interfere with the play? Because she was the player that had been initially in an offside position to clear some of that space for Navarro.
The other argument would be, how could you not be interfering with play if you're on the field? Or why aren't you interfering with play? That's an argument or a debate for another day. Nice ball out wide for Pina. Bonmati, well won back. Savannah De Mello, who's been quiet today so far. Hat-trick last time out against Paraguay. That's a good ball out wide. Gilroy against the cross, and that one flashes through. Kim not far away from getting on the end of it. Better approach play from the U.S.
That all started from the ball that was won by De Mello at midfield. That's a ball that would have found Spain in the first half. Instead, De Mello picks it up. She gets out of traffic, out of pressure, takes 2, 3, 4 touches, and a beautiful ball slotted through it on the right side to Gilroy, who's making that run. Trickles through the box, just missing. And Howell Herte is down Pinto on now, but a good opportunity from the United States. And it started from that win in midfield.
And Lucia Garcia is going to be replaced as well. Nuria Rabano is going to come on. Nuria Rabano's first appearance in the U-20 World Cup. On the other side of things, Brianna Pinto coming on in midfield. Her third appearance, 2 substitute appearances so far. That ball played back, and again the goalkeeper closed down, but does well to get the clearance. Here is Pinto. Immediately trying to drive forward. Pinto runs into pressure. That was a strong challenge, and the referee's whistle's going to go against Brianna Pinto. Hurt herself as well.
Only one.
And that one could be a nasty injury as well. Damaris Egarola feeling the full effects on that challenge from Pinto.
Knee right to the gut there, and Pinto, that second touch got a little bit away from her, so as she's lunging for that ball and the defender is coming up to play it, that's where the collision takes place. I don't think there was any malicious intent. She's just trying to keep possession of the ball.
Well, both players feeling the full effects of this. You hope Brianna Pinto saying she's going to be okay to continue just on the field.
Another one of the more experienced players for this U-20 side.
Romano Sangarola. You can see on the turn as well how her body shifted and she landed awkwardly. Getting a little bit of treatment on the back of her neck as well. I'm hoping both players are going to be okay. But just going back, Indra, to the overall story, the theme of this World Cup so far, CONCACAF teams struggling. So used to seeing the US, Canada at times as well, going deep in this competition. Mexico, the CONCACAF champions, in fact, but it's all gone wrong over the last couple of weeks here in France.
Well, I think what it says is that football is advancing around the world, that they're putting money and time and energy into the women's programs in these other countries. So although the gap is closing between CONCACAF and the other regions, a lot of it is just about the time and energy and resources that are being put into these other regions of the country. So it's not necessarily a negative because that's the improvement of football across the globe. But the U.S. is going to have to continue to improve what they're doing as well.
How worried should the U.S. be in terms of the dominance at the full international level on the women's side of things?
I think it's going to be a tight 2019 World Cup. I think it's going to be a tough one. I mean, you mentioned just being the reigning champions, but in general, I mean, there are a number of teams that could find themselves on top next season, next summer in France, but the U.S. just has so much talent in this senior pool right now. They've been so fun to watch.
I promised you tougher questions in the second half, so that was one of them. Kim putting a little bit of pressure from the fullback, Lucia Rodriguez. The U.S. offering more going forward in this second half, but still unable to break through that rear guard. Ivory and Japan have added a fifth. As the result holds, it is Spain and Japan moving on. Spain as the group winners. Alessandra very cool in possession. I mean, group winners an important feature here because you'd imagine they would then avoid the match with Germany in the next round. And ball played inside centrally. A little bit of space going forward. It might fall here for Kim and well, cleared only as far as Rodriguez. Pinto from distance, Kata. Again, a good save from the goalkeeper.
And two really good offensive sequences there, and Pinto gets that one on her left foot. Playing in that midfield role, coming off the bench. Nice to see her back up and on her feet after that injury. But the prior one, Sophia Smith, trying to create some space for herself on top of the box as well. Looked like she really wanted to get it on that right foot.
You can't keep up with the goals for Japan. It's now 6-0 against Paraguay. Little flick in behind, good run forward. Gilroy trying to close down, who's been active on both sides. She played most of the first half on the left, now on the right-hand side. Two of the quarter-final matchups already set. France going to take on North Korea, England against the Netherlands, Germany moving on. A lot of European teams in those quarter-final stages. When Mate loses out, the Mello runs straight into pressure. Turn from Smith. Kim was in a lot of space and she wanted the ball played in front of her. The ball didn't arrive in time. Mia Corta. Again running into pressure. Spain have defended those central areas well so far, and again looking for that switch out wide for Ana Navarro. Smith from distance, and she's seen very little service in that attacking position, trying to create something all by herself. Maybe a sign of her frustrations with the performance so far.
And she's trying to help her team win. I mean, there's a fine line between trying to do too much yourself when you have the pressure to help your team win and get on the board, and finding your teammates instead and working together. But you know, everything the United States is doing right now, it's for the good of the team, trying to get a win, trying to get back in this game. And Sophia Smith is trying to be a part of that.
Guijarro. Ball played in over the top, looking for Navarro again in a lot of space. Lots of attacking options for this Spanish side. Not too many teams will want to face them in the knockout stages. If things remain the same, they would face the winner of that China-Nigeria matchup later today. Mia Corta, Kim, nice little touch.
reacciono, Eva, pena. Me tiras en la jugada, reacciona antes.
Smith, who's drifted out into wide position. How surprising, Abigail Kim, who came on and did well out wide initially, has now gone into that central striking role.
Right now, it seems like she's just trying to find the ball. I mean, she made a couple runs off the left shoulder of Smith. We saw her raising her arm, screaming for the ball. It came one touch too late. Seems like she's just trying to find the space to receive the ball as much as possible. She was also on the right-hand side early, and it seemed like she found more success in space over there, switched to the left, and now she's trying to find the game, really.
Maria Rabano trying to break forward. Good defending again on that right-hand side from Kiana Pickett. Hasn't been an easy day for the US fullbacks. And Spain, at this stage of the match, in no hurry to take this corner kick either. Two players going across. It'll be Bonmati and Claudia Pina offering the short option. Delivery in central. Alessandri with the header. It was a free header as well. Luckily, it was right into the hands of Ivory.
That's the second or third time on these balls in. And Gilbert right there, touch-tight marking, but unable to get to it first. Laura Ivory in the perfect position. Handles that one cleanly.
Ahí está, que no me pille la espalda y Patrick, ¿vale? Apuntas ahí. Nuri, llega un poco, llega, ayuda.
Much more possession here in the second half in the offensive third of the field for the United States, as they have found a way to break a little bit of the pressure and win the ball in midfield.
The turn, it was good defending initially from Lucia Rodriguez. And the free kick goes in favor of Spain. We've talked, Kendra, a couple of times about the identity of Spain. Do this US team, from what you've seen in the World Cup performances, have an identity over the course of the 3 matches?
Well, I think that it's kind of altered. I mean, in the first match against Japan, their identity is supposed to be kind of high press, forcing turnovers, attack-minded. And Klimkova, Coach Klimkova, said she was not happy with how they came out. It was like they forgot how to do that, what they had been working on, what had worked for them. And they found it in the last 15 minutes of the match. They found it against the Paraguay side that has struggled to defend. It seems like if they can put their stamp on a game early and find their identity, then they have it for the match. They've got to find a way to impose their will early on in the game, and instead it was Spain that did it in this one.
Hannah Bonmati shaking her head. Can't really argue with that one for picking up the yellow card.
And another good turn in midfield from DeMello. Seeing her much more on the ball with confidence. Trying to create, get her teammates involved.
Isabel Rodriguez. Left-footed delivery from the set piece. Spanish defensively moving back in. The header goes just over. It was a good delivery from Rodriguez. Pinto made contact.
Nice little direct ball in by Rodriguez. Out of the back.
Well, it is a question whether this ball left the penalty area. Jitka Klimkova. We've had a chance to talk to her a number of times throughout the tournament. Such an upbeat coach that coaches aren't always as open and as forthcoming with information. She talked about a belief in this group, the chemistry in this group. Right now, they're about 18 or so minutes away from being knocked out of the World Cup. Kim trying to change things on this with a good run again on that right-hand side. Kim trying to take on Manayo. Manayo gives away the corner kick. So again, positive play from the substitute.
She does well there when she senses the pressure to find a way to step back and turn and face up. She surveyed, she took a quick glance, who was in the box, and then takes her player 1v1 to the end line, gets the corner.
Mia Conte tries to drive one in, and well, that pretty much sums things up for the second half going forward for the US. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Spaniards.
No, that's us.
Confirmation of a change for the US. Isabel Rodriguez is going to come off. Penelope Hocking is going to come on. One substitute appearance so far, totaling 17 minutes. On the other side of things, a change for Spain. Eva Navarro coming off, and Candela Andujar coming on. Another good attacking option they have. Let's go to that US sub first, Kendra. What does this do shape-wise for the US over the final 15 or so minutes?
Well, clearly they need to get on the offense here. They need to create something up top, putting another body up there to create with some speed. Sophia Smith, at least in this time, in this possession, coming out wide. You've got Hocking sitting up high in the middle.
Nice play from Smith. Still on a right foot, but again, runs into one too many defenders. Gilroy, little chip towards the edge of the box. Quite rightly, as you just mentioned, Penelope Hocking in that central attacking role. Rabano trying to break the other way. Pina. And get him a good defensively.
And you can see how Hocking, first of all, she's got a fresh set of legs, not a lot of minutes in this tournament, so she can track back defensively if needed, but sit high. Allows Smith to maybe find some space on the outside. And Hocking just brought into camp in her first appearance back in March.
Candela Andujar adds to the Barcelona ranks on the field for Spain. All play forward. And the US looking to break, looking to launch that ball forward onto this left for Sophia Smith. Hocking, first real touch for her, and the ball back for De Mello, but again, well won defensively. Negarola's done a lot of defensive work in there for Spain. Pickett runs into pressure. Guijarro looked like she timed the challenge well, and that's how the referee saw it. Oh, Ivory might have injured herself here. Didn't seem too much on it. She came out to get on the ball, and perhaps a bit of cramp here for the goalkeeper.
The way your teammate was stretching her calf, it looks like a possibility of a cramp.
Can't remember the last time I've seen a goalkeeper cramp up in a game.
And going back to that substitution quickly, it looks like the United States is going to go more to a, can look like a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, depending on how they decide to sit Smith and Hocking up top, and who's on the right side pushing high. But they need to go for it here, need to attack. The clock is ticking, 77th minute.
If things stay the same way, Kendra, and the US miss out on the knockout stages for the very first time, is this a big issue for the Federation? Is this something they really have to look into, or is this a case of simply a difficult group and you move on and you hope things change?
I think a lot of it's just it's a difficult group. I think if you look at this group, this group of players that has come through the U-17s and the youth systems and the U-20s and the talent that they have, and a lot of these players have spent a lot of time playing together, whether it's in camp or at the prior World Cups and the U-20s as well.
Let's go. We need one.
I don't think it's one of those things that's broken and they need to go back to the drawing board. I just think they've run into a really tough group with Japan and Spain. They took advantage of a team they needed to in Paraguay. And if we continue to look at what the U.S. full women's national team is doing, finding so much success on the international stage, and how many of these players are we going to see on that squad? We could see quite a few, if not in 2019, in the next World Cup in 2023. So I don't think it's going back to the drawing board, starting from scratch. I think this is a really talented group of players.
And players like Mallory Pugh would have been eligible for this age group as well, of course. So you do factor those things in, but
Tierna Davidson as well was part of qualifiers from Stanford, and she's with the full team playing in the Tournament of Nations.
Well, you look back as well, this team at U-17 level failed to make it out of the group stages. So you look at results, and if these players move on and these Spanish players move on, you get the sense that that gap is closing for the U.S. in the future.
Also the first real go at it with Jitka Klimkova as a head coach of this age group. She was part of the younger systems back to 2015, but sometimes that takes some time as well. She wasn't happy with how they looked in qualifiers, yet they still managed to come out and qualify for the World Cup. Felt like they didn't have a ton of time together because they honored the college season, which is great, and I think it's good for the college coaches, and they respected that, and the players appreciated that.
I guess the other bigger debate then is the college system good for U.S. women's soccer moving forward, with a lot of teams developing the professional league, a lot of countries developing professional leagues. Again, that's a bigger debate for another time.
It's been a debate on the men's side for a very long time. And now we're seeing it trickling onto the women's side as well.
Kata, miss hit clearance. We've seen strange things happen in Youth World Cups before. The U.S. looking to stage a remarkable late comeback here. They need a victory. Kim has been a bright spot in this second half, looking for Pinto. Has also added energy to midfield. Smith on the turn. On the turn again, and Kata with a good save, and Hawking was ready to pounce, but the goalkeeper gets it in at the second attempt.
Smith right there, two players on her back. She spins them both, finds a little window of opportunity, a tiny bit of space. Not a really strong shot, but just enough. And Kata can't handle that one cleanly. No one there for the rebound. Hawking was lurking.
Kieran, and that header goes back from Hyatt. Ivory looks like she's okay again. That's good news. US making 3 substitutions already. Ball's going to come through for Gilroy. Gilroy coming in on the right foot, tries to pull it back, and Andujar comes back in, and well, the free kick's going to be given here. It was a late challenge on Gilroy. The referee looked for the advantage. Lamana Sengarola giving away the free kick. This, a very good position for the US to try and get back into it.
Well, Negarola had a tough challenge earlier at midfield, and the official wasting no time whistling that one back after the United States. She had played advantage, and once the U.S. lost the ball, she calls it back. A good opportunity here, dangerous set piece just outside on the left-hand side of the box, but good call by the official.
Well, if the US are going to do something, you get the sense it has to start now from this free kick.
Espina. La corta. Pero vigila eso. Corta y vigila eso.
Again, 3 over the ball. DeMello, Smith, and Villacorta. It's going to be Smith. Curled effort all the way through. The US have a goal, and they have a lifeline. The lead has been cut in half.
What a strike. Beautiful finish by Sophia Smith. She plays it right over and around Abigail Kim, her teammate standing onto the end of the wall, creating a problem for Cole in goal, and finds the side netting back corner. Look at this. Abigail Kim just turns her body a little bit at the last second as she's standing on the edge of that wall late in this match, and the U.S. gets one back.
Around 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time. The US have shown in the past they can be prolific in front of goal. A leveler, and it would make for a very interesting finale. That ball played through. Good defending. Pickett. That long clearance will go through. Ivory went all the way back to a line, comes out, eventually gets it. And just a reminder, if the US were to beat Spain and turn this one around late, it would be Spain who would miss out because of that result elsewhere. As it currently stands, Spain and Japan going through. Urbano. Pickett does well defensively again. Urbano not allowing it to break forward.
And Pickett has to do well on the ball right there because there's players wide open on the back post. But take another look at this, inside of the right foot. And Cole just completely screened on the play, doesn't even see it. What a finish.
Goalkeeper just left flat-footed.
All she could do is just watch it go by. The traffic in front and the perfect placement by Sophia Smith on that dead ball. A little bit more life here in the second half. After this one, 2 players running through, creating just enough of a screen.
Alessandri, the defender, was the closest to it, but perhaps afraid to get a touch on it. Got in the sight of a goalkeeper as well, taking nothing away from the finish, though. As Spain come forward, they're looking to kill it here. A real opportunity, and that called effort from Guijarro. She doesn't miss too often, and she couldn't find the target with that effort.
Look at the run off the ball. Villacorta doesn't track her as she comes through the middle. Tries to curl it with the inside of the right and find that upper corner.
Smith trying to attack the space. Again, good defending from Pujadas.
Our area's the target. Hey, Yuri, segunda. Espalda, Patri. Bien. Higher, Sam, higher. There's no one up here. Higher.
Spain wanted a free kick, and the referee was well positioned. No contact. The US had possession again. Girma. 2 out wide. Gilroy, one of them. Trying to come back on a right foot. DeMello. Good delivery inside the area. Pinto's challenged for just about everything since she's come on. Gilroy. I knew that would come off last. It's going to be a goal kick.
Keep them in their house.
A couple really tough challenges in this game. A good physical battle. I think the official has done a good job of letting play go on and blowing the whistle when appropriate.
Strong physical play from both teams, but very few bad challenges on either side. As we see Spain readying another substitution. On the turn again, it's Sophia Smith, the goal scorer. The US have to throw numbers forward. And they're trying to do so here with Kiana Pickett. Good run from the fullback. Kim just in behind and looking for Kim and wasn't far away from connecting. DeMello trying to get it back on the right foot. DeMello from distance took a deflection. It's in. The US have a leveler. 2-2 and still plenty of time left.
Klimkova said, this team never gives up. They have the competitive nature, the desire, the drive. And you're seeing it here in the second half. They came out with a different swagger, with a different pressure to start the second half. At first, I'm thinking DeMello's got to play that ball to the left wing. She had Gilroy wide open, but instead, wisely takes it herself, gets it on that right foot. That's what happened when you can take some shots, get a deflection, beat the keeper. 2-2 late in this game in the 87th, 88th minute here.
Wow, what a comeback from the US, and they're not done yet. Penelope Hocking trying to link. The US trying to force Spain back, and now it's a straight shootout from both of these teams. The winner moves on. The loser will be out. Absolutely incredible. Long ball over the top, and Kata comes out, and she's going to take as much time as she can over this one. We wanted to see a little bit of character, a little bit of fight, and we've certainly seen that over the last couple of minutes.
Well, it's very much like the Japan game when they were down 1-0, and Jikka Klimkova was very happy with how her team played in the last 15 minutes. This time they come out right away at the half and put a little more pressure on offensively, took their time on the ball, played with some composure, and created some offensive opportunities. Tie this match up. And look at Uncle Mo in the favor of the United States right now with the momentum. Spain scrambling.
Another cross into the area. Absolutely amazing. Medra Lopez, who's been very animated on the line, almost quiet in disbelief at what he's seen. That effort blasted well over into the final minute. All eyes will be on the fourth official. Here is that leveling goal.
And DeMello creates that space herself. The first defender drops off, and right there, she cuts it cleanly. Nobody close enough to the ball, takes the deflection.
You have the chance of USA inside the stadium as well. The fans trying to do their part. Spain looking to come forward and kill the game off themselves.
Good step.
Excellent defending. Possession won back. And another chance for DeMello. Kim on that far side. Found a little bit of space, but the ball just a fraction behind her. Mate. And Duhart trying to knock at one side of Germa and go the other, but not many get the better out of Naomi Germa. And then the giveaway at the back, and that should have been game, set, and match for Spain. What a chance for Candela and Duhart.
Well, Germa with an excellent piece of defending there, and a poor giveaway by Laurel Ivory. She's got to be thanking her lucky stars right now that wasn't taken advantage of.
Can the US make the Spanish pay for that miss? A minimum of 4 additional minutes. A proud history of never being knocked out at the U-20 World Cup at the group stage. Can they continue that tradition? DeMello delivery into the area. Plenty of bodies in there for the US. Mate with the clearance as far as Andujar won back immediately by DeMello. And who did that come off last? The Spanish once again taking as long as they can over the throw-in. Haven't seen as much of their attack in the wing areas, but they have possession here and they have 3 up in the attack. And Havana, one of the substitutes, Guijarro central. Now a very advanced forward from central midfield, and now a gap appearing. Kim trying to utilize her pace again against Minaya. Still Abigail Kim. Still Kim, and well, who got the last touch on that? She wants the corner kick, and it's going to be a goal kick.
That last touch just gets away from her. She does really well here. The first 2 touches, nice and long to be able to run onto it. And that final touch gets away from her. She knocks it out over the end line. Good call by the official, the assistant referee on the far side for the goal kick. But you could tell she had one thing on her mind, take a couple long touches, use her pace to get by the defenders, trying to get to the end line to serve that ball in and find her teammates.
The U.S. again with possession. Gilroy with the cross. 3 inside the area. Hocking was one of them. Abigail Kim's going to chase this one down. Right foot across. Numbers inside the area. The effort over. Excellent delivery. Gilroy attacked it well, but just couldn't get that effort on target.
Great ball in by Kim. Gilroy gets on the end of it. Can't keep it on frame. Good tracking by Rodriguez, number 12 for Spain on that one.
We enter the final minute of the 4 minimum additional. Is there going to be one last chance for the US? They're on the front foot again here. Gilroy. Again, good defensive play in the middle of midfield. Bonmate, who's worked tirelessly for Spain. Not the most convincing of clearances in the US. Well, they just want to get this ball into the penalty area. Some nervous faces on that Spanish bench. Smith trying to come inside and both benches up. De Mello. That cross comes in. The goalkeeper was coming for it. The defender wasn't going to allow it to go to the goalkeeper. Now the ball into space. It's a race to see who can get there first. Pickett with another strong challenge. Kim on the turn. We're over the additional 4 minutes. That one takes a deflection. And that is going to be the final action. The late comeback comes up short. And the US are knocked out of the U-20 Women's World Cup. It is Spain and Japan who are moving on. Kendra, your final thoughts on today's performance?
Too little, too late for the United States. I think we finally saw in the second half what they are capable of. When they came out, they were on the front foot. They were putting their stamp on the game, using their style. And confidence created a lot of opportunities for the U.S. to start this second half.
From what we've seen in the group stages, Japan and Spain, have they been the best 2 teams in this group? I guess is the biggest question we will ask now moving forward.
I think all around, from a consistency standpoint, Spain and Japan deserve to move on. They've looked the best throughout their matches in this tournament. Spain clearly came out stronger to start this game, has a clear identity, a clear style, took advantage of their chances. And Japan going through with a fantastic performance against Paraguay. An early game, an early win against the United States in the first game of group play. So yes, Spain, Japan advance, U.S. going home after group play.
Well, Spain will move on and face the Group D runners-up. That's going to be China and Nigeria. For the U.S., well, they are knocked out despite that late comeback. 2-0 down. They made it 2-2, but couldn't get that match-winning goal. We're going to take a short break. Make sure you stay with us. We'll be back to wrap things up. It ends Spain 2, USA 2.